Alright, this next video is going to be to show you how to make a custom tile. So, first thing you do is when you select a square on the grid, you're going to get this panel on the side show up. And yeah, let me quickly go through that and explain what you're looking at. So, first at the very top, you see there's public, custom, favorites, and in use. So the public tab just shows you which tiles have been made public for everyone to use. So there's a bunch in here that I've set up as public, but that'll continually grow. And then custom are just the user specific ones. So these are ones that you yourself will have made. In this case, I mean, these are ones that I've made, and there's I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds. Yeah, and favorites, it's easy enough. If you let's go to public, and let's say you really like using this floor. You just click on the star, and it'll show up in your favorites tab. And then in use is just shows you which tiles are being used in the assembly that's loaded at the moment, and how often those tiles have been used. Right. So, that being said, I was going to show you how to make a custom tile. So, you click on this button down here, create custom tile, and you're met with just the base tile, an empty one. Well, as far as the base tile goes, I mean, these slots are where you can put the open lock clips or connectors. This depression here is so that when you have, well, there are cases where you might want to go below ground level, like stairs going down. So that's why I made this cavity here. Okay, but anyway, so first thing you do is you want to add an element. And the elements are divided up into these different categories that I have icons for. So this set is going to be reduced, I think, where we figured out a way to simplify, but for the time being, the highlighted portion of is what you're selecting. So, for example, this icon here is a floor. This icon here is a door. This icon here is a wall with a window cavity, etc. Right? There's a couple of specialty ones. So here, this with the Crackpot logo, that's just custom ones I've made for very specific solutions. Well, as you can see, it's like a double-sided door, but because I can't make a tile that's 2 squares wide yet, I just split it into. Yeah. Anyway, and then there's these two that are also special that I need to come up with different icons for, but these are for props. So these are accessories, like barrels, benches, buckets, and so on and so forth. And these are more structural props, like a fence, or oh, well, rocks. Yeah, these corner posts. Alright, so anyway, when I'm first making a custom tile, I usually start with the floor. And with the floors, now I happen to know that with floors there's only 4 of these that make a difference. There's brick floors, and so you see there's brick 01A to 01D, and then 2A to 2D, and up to 4A to 4D. So there's 16 different kinds of brick floors. And well, here I'll show you. So this is one example with this, what's it called, herringbone? I don't, well, maybe. There's this one. Oh, I've got two of them. So let me delete one. Right, this is just a flat one. I mean, in particular when it comes to floors, I did variations of well, variations on a theme, I guess. So that's why there's A to D. And so that you don't, like when I want to add, so this has it's a cracked or broken piece, right? But if you're laying out a whole bunch of tiles, you don't want to see the same crack everywhere. So that's why I've it's taking a while to load. Yeah, so like this one has cracks in a different place, and this one probably yeah, so there's just a tiny crack, etc. Okay, so I've chosen the floor, and then you just get to build up from there, and the only, well, I guess, I mean, by and large, you get to make whatever you like, and it's going to work. Well, not you can always screw something up, I suppose. The trickiest thing is actually dealing with doors. So, so I clicked on the door icon. It's showing me all the doors that are of the brick style. Now, it happens to be that there are no brick styles, so I didn't need to clear this. And then I see all the doors. If I just want to look at, what is it, peaked, I believe, then I just get these ones that have the angle at the top. So let's pick one of these doors. Here we go. Now, if you see how it swapped out the floor, that's because I had the floor selected, the floor element selected. When you do that, it just swaps it out. Otherwise, if nothing is selected, it's just going to add something on top. So here I've got the floor selected, but I'm on peaked. There's no such thing as a peaked floor, so I'm just going to have one of these. Now, and I'm going to deselect so that I don't run into that problem again. Now you see the doors, they have this hole here, right? And that's where you can slide a peg in so that the hinge, so that it can swing open and shut. Now in order for that to work, you need to also use the proper walls. I mean, you could have just the door on its own, but if you want a wall, you need to use this wall that has the door cavity cut out already. So I've got nothing selected, I'm just adding a wall. Just waiting for it to load, and here we go. Here's the wall, and you can see that wall also has the little cavity that you can slide the pin in. The pin is it's going to be supplied with the STL file. You can print it off, or actually, I mean, one thing I've done is I've tried just this wire. Like I forget, I think it's 16 gauge or 12 gauge or something like that. And you can just snip off, like it's cheap, and you snip off a section and you straighten it out, and it's a very sturdy a pin to put in. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the easiest method, really. Because I mean, the pin that I supply that you can print off, it needs to be pretty thin, and it's just plastic, so it's a little bit flimsy. But it works. I mean, I haven't had any prints fail as far as the door goes, or being able to put the pin in, the plastic pin. But it can be a bit finicky. Okay, so yeah, same with like here. If I'm putting a corner on, you see how there's um, the full corner and the corner that has a cavity. In this case, the door cavity. So there, and most of these aren't really going to be any different, but there are cases where, for example, let's use one of these, because these are, oh, I did it again. But these are thick, and they're thick enough that they need to get that cavity built as well. Okay, so now I've got nothing selected, and I'm gonna put a, oh, that's the thing, it's the wrong wall, because you see how these walls, there's the walls that have the arches, there's the walls that have the flat tops, and the walls that have the peaks. And so, yeah, I mean, that's one of the first things I think we'll want to do is actually automate this so that whatever wall you place will auto detect if there's a door in that in the same place, and will then choose the right cavity for you. That'll make things easier. So here, let me then, on the other side of that door, I don't need to have the special door one. I can just get a regular corner, and I forget which one I picked. Was it this one? I think it was this one. Yeah. And so you see how, I mean, it got placed, but right now it's in the same place as the other one, so I just need to rotate it. There you go. And then usually I put a cap on as well, and so the cap also has a hole for the door, for the pin. So I'll choose this one, and let's say you're happy with that. You can just save it. You have to give it a name. And this gets saved into your custom library. So when I type in demo door, oh, there was an underscore, demo door. Well, which one? It's this one, right? And also it shows you how often it's being placed in this particular assembly. Okay, there you go. The next thing I'll explain is how to edit one of these custom tiles. And yeah, okay, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.